Should artists be protesting ArtStation? Is ArtStation in the wrong? Why is this a big deal? I can't promise I can give an answer to each question, but I can certainly try to answer. In my video on 4 other platforms you can check out that didn't support AI art, I included ArtStation as a potential solid pick. After all, while their policy at the time didn't explicitly outline how they perceived AI art on the platform, and while AI art did exist on the platform, primarily being used as a tool to help create the final pieces, their policy did state that the art submitted to the platform should be published if you own the content or if you have permission to publish it. They stated that work should be pieces that you created. I submitted a support request to ArtStation back before I made this video, but it took a few weeks for them to respond. They finally responded right around the time that ArtStation publicly announced that they would not outright prohibit AI art. And per their policy now, quote, "We believe artists should be free to decide how their art is used, and simultaneously, we don't want to become a gatekeeper with cite terms that stifle AI research and commercialization when it respects artists' choices and copyright law." End quote. They further state that ArtStation's content guidelines do not prohibit the use of AI in the process of artwork being posted. ArtStation is a portfolio platform designed to elevate and celebrate originality powered by a community of artists. The works on your portfolio should be work that you created, and we encourage you to be transparent about the process. In response to this decision to not completely eradicate AI-generated art from the platform, artists, en masse, decided to do what any sensible person might do and started to protest. The entirety of the homepage was filled with no AI images. Artists who didn't even use the platform jumped on the trend and even made accounts just to show their opinions on the matter. Now, I might get a bit of heat about this, and I fully anticipate it. But here's my hot take. My opinion, if you will. And before you judge what I'm about to say, just hear me out to the end of it. The reason that this is such a big deal to artists is a threat to their livelihoods, and in the case of budding artists, their dreams. Allowing AI to be trained on existing works isn't the same as a human taking in images and then transforming their ideas. But while I am upset about AI companies using images without consent, this argument can be actually taken back to the start of widespread access to the internet. If you were alive at that time, traditional artists were outraged at digital artists because they used a computer to make art that looked better than what they could create in traditional form. Now that, artists could use layers, erase paint strokes, and so on. The traditional artists assumed that the full power was in the computer and not the artist who is actually using it. Now you might be wondering why I'm bringing up ancient relics of the past to compare these situations. Well, the reason is because, like it or not, AI-generated art, like digital art at the time, isn't going away anytime soon. It is a new tool that is here to stay. And we can complain about it, and we can fight it, but whether or not courts will rule the current models as infringing on copyright and the rights of individuals to choose to be included in data sets, there's no guarantee that it's going to change, wrong or not. With that said, ArtStation responded to this protest by removing images posted that protested the decision to allow AI-generated art, citing terms of service violations as the justification for doing so. At this stage, it honestly feels like attempting to warn people against the dangers of this technology in its current state is impossible, and that people will just need to learn the hard way. According to CBR.com, an AI-created comic is facing losing copyright protection, quote, Castanova, I think that's how you say that, referred to herself as a, quote, prompt engineer, unquote, and explained at the time that she went to get the copyright so that she could, quote, make a case that we do own copyright when we make something using AI. And while Zarya, I think that's how you say it, Zarya of the Dawn was initially given copyright protection, the USCO contacted Castanova to inform her that they initiated a proceeding to revoke the protection, as they determined AI-generated art cannot be given copyright. Moving forward, I really don't intend to cover much more of any of the AI-generated art news in video format. At this stage, it's just beating a dead horse. We already know that medical records, pictures of children scraped from family blogs, and copyrighted artworks have been included in the infamous Lion-5B dataset, and that a ton of services, even TikTok now, include AI generator variations based on Stable Diffusion in particular. We can choose to complain, or we can choose to do something about it. I'm either unfortunate or fortunate enough to not have found my own pictures or artwork in the Lion-5B dataset, so class action isn't in the cards for me. But if you have been negatively impacted, I would highly recommend consulting a real lawyer and doing your own research into what your rights are and what your personal recourse is. And with that said, if you've made it this far, leave a quack in the comments below so I know who you are. And if you like this video, check out my playlist on the AI art saga. A few things have changed, but it is still important to know what's going on in the art world. Lucky